Alright, let's try this again. Welcome. I figured out how to change the title of my streams. I couldn't figure that out, but now it's done. I will be playing in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate on the Wii U today, and I will be playing with a friend, helping them rank up. So I just need to get over to the online mode here and hopefully get a room open, if he hasn't already. Right, and as always, I do vape. That's not something I plan on stopping. Got 21 people online today. Well, at this time, that's a good number to see. Let's see here. Alright, doesn't look like there's a room opened at this time with my friends, so I will just go ahead and get one created. And we are just going to name this that'll be good enough. And just need to go ahead and pull this over and get the room open. And I'm just gonna let my friend know that there is a room open now. So what we've been doing is right now, last I played with him, we were working on trying to get him a low rank armor set so we can get him into high rank. And that's what we were working on, getting him some Rathalos armor. And then we'll probably start working on upgrading some of his weapons so that way he can help out in the quests. Hopefully he'll be able to join soon and we can get this party started. Welcome, Automatic. Automatic, sorry. Welcome to the chat. I do have a room open here. Let's see if I can pull up the room info. That's what the room is called, so go ahead and just look for that when you hop online. Hopefully it works. Don't want to block the camera here. Definitely want to make sure I can be seen. And I think I want to move my camera over a little bit because I do like being able to see the chats. Sometimes there are some funny chats that goes on when other people start joining. Okay. Alright, so, this is 3 Ultimate. This is one of my favorite Monster Hunter games. I recently just picked it up again, had to buy a... Alright, looks like we just need to get some Earth Crystals for Automatic. Once he joins the room, we'll just go out on a gathering quest and grab those. In my opinion, Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate is where, if you want the real Monster Hunter experience, this is where to find it. It is the closest to the classic, and I'm not sure on this, but I do believe it has the most subspecies as well. And the monsters are great in this game, the mechanics are great. It's an overall a wonderful game, and I hope more people will find their way to this game. So here, earth crystals, earth crystals. Best place is either, if I'm not mistaken, we'll come here, is in the volcano. Alright. And Autonomic, did you just want to work on upgrading weapons once we get your earth crystals, or are you getting your earth crystals offline? Just so I know where we're going. Well, while I'm waiting for that, I'll go ahead and just show off some of the armor sets that I've made in this game and working on. My current set that I am using is this one here. It's a mixed set for spread bow with my Bracodios Bow, which the skills I've managed to get was shown here on the screen. Evasion +2, Bombardier, Spread Up, and Focus. Just so that way the bow can charge faster. I find this to be a very nice set and good with evasion. That's what I like. And wrong button. I need to come here. The talisman that I'm using comes with evasion +2 and spread up +5, so that way I can get the skills that I'm looking for. It looks like Otto has joined us. Alright. And we'll go ahead and see here. Okay, yep, we just need to go grab some earth crystals for Autonomic. Make sure I go to the right place here. And before every quest, you do always want to make sure that you eat some food. Okay. I'm just gonna make sure I have some pickaxes. I wouldn't mind doing a little mining myself. Won't be able to do much, but I'll do a little bit. Alright. And we're just going on a harvest tour to the volcano, just so we can hopefully get the 2 earth crystals Autonomic needs for his armor set. And then we will go from there. I'm just going to grab a map here so we can see the map. And we will start our rounds. So for mining locations, the prime ones that you want to go to are in rooms 8, 9, 10, and 5 to get the most out of your mining when you're doing a mining run. We've just got some Aractor here. They can be a little annoying when they try to gang up on you. But thankfully we don't need to stay in this room. And we're just gonna head towards our first mining room in room 8. Let's see what we have today. Looks like we just got felines. That's actually excellent. Malinx will come up and attack you while you're mining and steal your items. And that can get a little annoying really fast, especially if you just want to get through and do your mining. I'm just adjusting here a little bit. Suddenly I can't sit for very long. Alright, and then we'll just move on to the next mining room. Later on, when you get into G rank, this is pretty much the same path that we'll take when doing a charm run. And there's an earth crystal right there, but I'm not the one who needs it. But during a charm run, you'll actually eat for Feline Explorer, which is a guaranteed skill through the fish and the drink foods. And from there, you can just start in the secret area, which has some good items in it, and then just go through the normal mining run here for a charm run. I've got no more space, so I don't know why I'm still trying to mine here. It's through charm runs where I got most of my talismans for my sets. Got some pretty good ones, but just like any other Monster Hunter game, most of the charms you get are not that good. But you do it just so you can get that one that will make a difference. Alright, looks like Autonomic got all his earth crystals. And me being a typical me, I did not bring any farcasters, so we're just gonna have to run back to camp to turn in a pass ticket. And then from there we will start hunting monsters that Autonomic needs to either upgrade his weapons or move forward in hunter rank. Got some Rhinopolos. To me, there's a debate to be had on what monster is more annoying when it comes to the small monsters. It's either Rhinopolos or Volcano. Both get in the way very quick and very easy, and will send you into a rage when they come into your path. Personally, I think Volcanoes take the cake, but Rhinopolos is pretty up there. Alright, I'm just gonna discard my map here so we can pick up a pass ticket and turn it in. Alright, from here I will let Autonomic set up whatever quests he needs, and I'll just be joining them. This is the main set I will be using for most quests. If I feel like it, I might change and use something different. We'll see what happens. But here in 3 Ultimate, I really enjoy using the bow, and I usually stick pretty close to it. I'm still working on making other bows so I can be more diverse than just using the Bracodios Bow. But it is something I'm currently working towards. And this camera does not want to cooperate with me too well today. I think that'll work. So on 3 Ultimate, unlike later games like Generations Ultimate, World, or Rise, there are no item loadouts. You do have to do everything manually. So if you want to go on a charm run, you do typically want to empty out your bag, but then you got to try and fill it back up. That in of itself can be a chore, especially trying to remember what items you need to take with you, what items you don't need. But that's part of the charm and part of the fun of the older Monster Hunter games. You really got to think about what you want to do. And I enjoy that very much. While Autonomic is working on making his armor piece, my next bow I just want to show that I'm currently working towards is the Selene Moonbroken. I believe that says Moonbroken. It is a gold Rothian bow that is fire elemental. As you can see, I just need 2 more Rothian mantles, but this is a spread level 5 bow, which I absolutely love the spread bows. I think they're effective, they're fun, and don't need too much work to go into using them. So my Bracodios bow here is also a spread bow, and I do believe it also does spread level 5. Yeah. And I think it's a great bow, but slime is absolutely broken in this game. Especially if you eat for the feline skill, Feline Pyro, it increases the damage of the explosions from the slime, and it just turns a broken weapon even more broken. But that's, for me, part of the fun of using a Bracodios weapon. The one bow, however, you won't see me using is the Kelby Deer Shot. That bow just essentially adds an easy button into 3 Ultimate and just makes the whole game trivial. At least with the Bracodios bow, you still need to work with the bow to get your damage out. The Kelby Deer Shot, there is none of that going on. It's just repeatedly pushing a button over and over, not even charging the bow. It's fun at first, but it gets boring very fast. So it's a weapon that I haven't even made yet, and I don't plan on making it. Back when 3 Ultimate first released, way back when, I did use the Kelby Deer Shot and enjoyed it for a little while, but it was also around that time when I stopped playing for the first time too, because that bow just made the game trivial. This time around on this new character, I am going to avoid the Kelby bow. It just breaks things too much. So I will stick with my Bracodios bow, and it's a very good design. I enjoy it a lot. Autonomic, do you know which weapons you wanted to upgrade first, or what materials you're going to be needing? And hopefully I won't have too much of a delay in my stream this time. I know when I was recording yesterday, it got up to like a 20-minute delay. Hopefully that does not happen today. And if you're wondering why I keep looking off to the side, it's because I keep staring at my keyboard. It's a light up keyboard, and it always catches my attention when it starts changing colors on me. But that has to do with the way my eyes are. I have a type of light blindness, so need Macrolite. Okay. Where's the best places for Macrolite? You can get Macrolite in the Volcano, and I do believe also the Deserted Island. But Volcano usually gives you the best chances for Macrolite. Welcome to the chat, Phantom Lover. I'm not exactly sure what you mean by or the dogs are doing something stupid. Right now they're just laying off to the side. Let's see here. We'll go ahead and go into the flooded forest. The underwater mining gives a fair amount of Macrolite when you mine under there. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I still have some pickaxes on me. Sora. Excuse me one moment. Apparently my dog does want to do something stupid. Sora, no barking on the stream. Why are you barking on the stream? Come here. Come here. Why you barking on the stream, huh? Why you barking on the stream, huh? Okay. Just lay right there and be a good girl. Alright, apologies about that. Okay, so there's a little bit of delay in the stream. Alright, and we're just gonna go ahead and head on now and hopefully get Autonomic's Macalidor. And from the beginning here, we're just gonna turn around and take the shortcut to get to the mining spots. Here we go. And we're just gonna head this way to get to our mining. Underwater combat can be fun in 3 Ultimate, but it does depend on the weapon type you use. Unfortunately, some weapon types are just really bad underwater and it does not work at all. But there are other weapons like the gun lance or lance that are amazing underwater. Bow is one of those weapon types that are, for me, in the middle for underwater combat, to where it works and it functions pretty well in my opinion, but it's not something you see too often where someone does underwater combat with something other than a lance or gun lance. So this is why I also like using the bow. 3 Ultimate is actually the only game that I use the bow in. In other Monster Hunter games, I use a different weapon type, and it's primarily Blade Master, with a little bit of light bowgun mixed in. My favorite monster to fight underwater would actually have to be Gobul. Don't ask me why it's Gobul. I find Gobul to be actually fairly fun underwater. He's just a big pufferfish. And I like how he goes under the seabed, under the floor there, and just moves around. And you can still attack him while he is underwater. That'd be my pick, would be Gobul. Alright, and we're just gonna head this way to our next mining spot. This way. Alright. This next area probably has the most mining spots on a good day. But you can usually find 3 or 4 mining spots in this area here. But occasionally you will have bad luck, like it looks like I am, to where there's 2. Alright. And it's also usually the best spot to get Macalite. Go through the water when you want Pelagiside ore, which is very useful. There's actually more weapons than I realized that actually uses Pelagiside ore. It's always good to have a good stock of that. Just getting rid of these aqua glows. Don't need any more of that, and definitely don't need any more iron, or I get too much of that. Oh, it's just another iron ore. Alright, and there's usually not any... Whoops, didn't want to do that. Oh, there's a mining spot down here. I usually don't see any down here. Hopefully Autonomic has one down here somewhere too, along the edge. Hello, Ugly Seed. I hope I said that right. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining. We're just in Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate here. I'm helping Otto here, Autonomic in the chat, on making some weapons and armor and helping him rank up and hopefully reaching a G rank here soon. Probably won't be during this stream, but it is something that I'll be helping him do. Right now we're just doing some mining. He's needing some macalite ore, so that way he can, I believe, upgrade his weapon. Well, looks like he's got his macalite. So I'm just gonna turn back around here and start heading towards the camp to turn in a paw pass ticket. Oh. And I made the mistake of running out of stamina. Kinda dead in the water there. And we're just gonna head this way and make our way to camp. Alright, now is this for a weapon or an armor piece, Autonomic? Oh, very nice. I did start playing 3U on the 3DS back when it first released, but I quickly switched over to the Wii U. Because I actually like playing on the gamepad. It's nice and big, and when I want, I have the option to play on just the gamepad instead of on a TV. So that's a feature that I actually enjoy quite a bit. But it was fun to play on the 3DS. Oh, swap. I need to discard. Alright, just grab the paw pass print and turn it in. So how far into 3 Ultimate Solo are you on the 3DS, Ugweseed? I hope I'm saying that right. I apologize if I'm not. Is it Ugweseed? I'm not sure. Alright, and is that the Gobul longsword that I'm seeing, Autonomic? Or are you making a different longsword? I'll be able to check here in a second. Let's take a look-see. Canine Katana. Okay, so this can actually turn into the Gobul longsword. I don't know if that's what you're going for. But that's actually one that I'm working on too. The Great Jaggy one. Okay. Excuse me. So I'm just gonna head this way. The Gobul longsword is one that I want to make for multiplayer, because it's one of the better paralysis longswords in the game. It's usually better than other paralysis weapons. And I am needing regular baggy hide that I'll grab on my free time. But I closed out of that way too fast. But it upgrades from the Cerebus Katana into the Anata Bone Blade. That's what I'm working towards right now. And looks like that's what Autonomic is working towards too, is the Anata Bone Blade, which he has the canine sword right now. Just gonna pull this up. Yeah, the canine katana. I believe that upgrades into the Cerebus weapon, but I'm not... Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100% sure on that. If you do hear weird sounds coming from outside, today is gardening day for my complex here, so they go through all day long. But the majority of it should be over by now. Should be. Alright, and I'm just gonna make sure. Okay, it does upgrade into Cerebus. Alright, and then after Cerebus, do you have... Well, once you get it upgraded, you'll be able to see what materials you need next, then we'll go for that. Just making sure I'm good on items. At this point, I don't need the pickaxes anymore, so I'm just gonna store those just for a little bit of extra bag space because I have so little of it right now. And I should check my coatings. I don't have full coatings. I should get some. Alright. So the Bracodios Bow, I believe, can only use 3 coatings. And that's power coating, paint coating, and close range coating. And exhaust coating it can use 4. Okay. Do you want to go hunt the Barroth first before going for more Macalite ore? I'll let you set it up. Because the one who sets up the quest usually ends up with more Zenny because of the quest fee, which you get back but doubled. Which is actually very nice, so it's definitely a way to work on getting more money so that way you can work on upgrades. Alright, and we are going to go after the Barroth. And hopefully it'll be a short but not too short of a fight. I'll try to take it easy on the Barroth and not just absolutely annihilate him. Try, not making any promises here. And hopefully at some point during this stream, we might get someone else to join us. We'll see, but the community here on 3 Ultimate on the Wii U and the online, it's not that big. Sometimes you get people to join, other times you're just in a room by yourself for hours. It does happen. But a lot of the people you do come into are fairly nice and fun to hunt with. But just like any other game in any online community, there are a few bad apples. And hopefully you don't run into any, but sometimes you do. And here we're just going to head towards the Barroth and start hunting. Which he starts in this room under the mud. Which you can see his head moving around there. Just going to go ahead and put on my power coating and come tap him on the head. And the hunt begins. So Barroth is an interesting monster. He's a monster that likes to charge around, covered in mud. And depending whether he's covered in mud or not will depend what he's weak to. If memory serves me right, when he is covered in mud, he is weak to water. But when he is uncovered, he is weak to fire. But when you have a blast weapon, none of that really matters, because blast, or not blast, slime. Slime is just completely overpowered in this game. And it really does just shred monsters. Well, at least we got him to stop reforming his mud there. And we're just gonna keep shooting him. Oh, I thought I was out of range for that. Alright. Just gonna swing around and load him up with more arrows. But I think Barroth is a fun fight. And later on, when you get further into the game, you come across his subspecies. The only game that his subspecies is in, a Jade Barroth, is an ice-type monster. And he's actually a lot of fun to fight. In my opinion, he's a little better than Barroth. His moves are more dynamic. And that is a dead Barroth. That's good to see. It's always nice seeing a dead monster. It's the biggest reason why I play this game is I enjoy hunting and I enjoy killing the monsters. Occasionally I'll go for a capture if a rare material is needed, but it's not something I do very often. But I do it when it is needed. Just try and kill these Nahabra here. Nahabras, annoying monsters. They first appeared in Try in 3 Ultimate, I do believe. Why? So, I'm sorry, Phantom Lover 2. What is your why in response to? Sorry, I get a little lost in what I'm saying myself. So if you could give me a reference, that'd be great. Oh, why I don't capture monsters a lot? I've been playing since Monster Hunter Freedom 2. It's really something that I've never liked. Like, I understand the feature of capturing monsters, but it's not something that I usually go for because I usually am with a team that kills monsters too fast to even capture. Hello, Mago EM. Welcome to the chat. Thank you for joining. I do agree with that statement, Guisid. A lot of times, especially with Monster Hunter World and Iceborne, I mainly captured in that game because it was faster. But in these older games, most of the time it's faster to just go for the kill, because a lot of the times you can one-room a monster instead of having it run away to another room. So it's harder to gauge when the monster is capturable. And when it comes to capture quests, I've always hated those quests because of that fact. Because a monster would just die too fast. So I've always preferred to go for the kill instead of the capture. In Rise, Monster Hunter Rise, I also, most of the time, I do capture there too, just because the monster has more chances to limp away from you, so you know when it's ready. But in Rise, I do go for a kill most of the time as well. 2 Monster Bone Medium and 5 Mechalite. Okay. So Monster Bone Mediums, I do believe we can get from... Hold on. Let me just confirm where we can get those from. I know Rhinopolos can give those. Alright, so I use Kirinko to check on items. And quests, key quests. Let's see here, Monster Bone Medium. Let's see what provides those. Ludroth, Araktor, Rhinopolos, and Kutapeko. So Kutapeko is the only large monster that'll provide a Monster Bone Medium. But outside of that, you've got your choice of either Ludroth, Araktor, or Rhinopolos. And for the Mechalite ore, we can just go back to the Flooded Forest and hopefully get your 5 there. Or we can actually go to the Volcano, so that way we can run into Araktor and Rhinopolos for your Monster Bone Mediums. Okay, if you'd like to do a Kutapeko, go ahead and set one up and we'll go hunt one. Oh, I have already eaten. Alright, so just need to wait until we can join. Alright, here we go. Kudapeko, I wish, was a monster that brought back. He is a monster you'll only find in Monster Hunter Tri and 3 Ultimate. He is such a fun monster to fight, and especially with his little quirk of summoning other monsters to battle. And I've always found that fun and interesting, and it's entertaining. Most of the time, especially when you get the high rank in G rank, he'll bring forth a Devil Joe, and in G rank he'll sometimes bring forth a Savage Devil Joe, which can be scary but fun at the same time. And it looks like I need a charger. Come here. Here we go. Got a charger. Gamepad is just getting a little dead there. I remember my first high rank Kudapeko. Hi BL Dance, thank you for joining the chat and welcome. It's alright if you're only Hunt rank 1. Usually you can, most of the time you'll find someone who's willing to help you rank up. If you go in and create a room and just label it help. Usually the higher Hunter rank people will join and give you a hand, if that's what you're looking for. Alright, and we found ourselves a Kudapeko here. It'll be interesting to see what he'll summon in this fight. But in the meantime, we just gotta get him to want to summon some help. See who he wants to enlist. It looks like we broke one of his flint stones. What I really want to do is try and break that beak. The other flint stone is broken. Alright. Looks like we got a flinch there. And just want to run around him while he's doing this. He can get you dead on sometimes, but as long as you're just moving off to the side, he'll never get you. Just want to try and knock him out of the air here. Hopefully get some access to that beak so we can break it. Oh, looks like we will be killing him before he can summon any help. So we'll just go ahead and head over to the room he sleeps in. Oh, huh. Apparently I'm out of stamina. I should let that charge up a little before I run out. And then you're just dead in the water stuck. And here is our Kudapeko. And I'm just going to keep trying to go for that beak. And get myself blown up while I'm at it. Alright, looks like Otto managed to get the beak with his strike there. That's good to see. Always want to try and break that beak so you can get his rare item. Which for low rank, I think is just a beak. And that is one dead Kudapeko. We're just gonna carve him up and go exploring while we wait. Or actually, I just want to come stand at the edge here. Yeah, let's go exploring. Let's see if there's anything else roaming around. Or see if we can make it to the lake at least. It is my hope that in the future Capcom will eventually bring back underwater combat. That is such a unique feature in this game that I wish was in other Monster Hunter games. Just need to balance some of the weapons a little better for underwater combat. But outside of that, it's a great feature and it's a lot of fun. Alright, let's see what we get. Strange Beak, that's what it's called. And we just want to get the rest of these items here. Hopefully, Autonomic, were you able to get your bones with that one? Oh, you got 2 Maclite ore. That's great. That's 2 down, 3 more to go. Hopefully you also got your bones while you're at it. Okay, you think you got enough bones? Alright, and then we'll just head back to... wrong one. The flooded forest to hopefully get you 3 more Maclite ore. And if you're going to be making the Anata Bone Blade and going down the Global tree, you'll definitely need some Pelagisite ore down the line to upgrade the weapon. So let's go ahead and just grab some pickaxes here. Helps if I grab 5. And in the meantime, I don't think I'll be capturing in a while, just so I can have a little extra bag space. I'll take these items out. And we'll go for some mining. More mining. You could always use those extra mines because sometimes you just don't have enough. Alright, let's go do this. Alright, when it comes to mining, as we do, just gonna turn right around and take this secret path here. So we can get to the mining here. It's the fastest way to mine in this area, in my opinion. Other people take other routes, but I personally like this route because most of the time there's a mining spot right here. And we're just gonna... there's one up here, so we'll go and grab this node. And definitely want that Pelagisite. At least I need the Pelagisite. Otto here is hoping for some Maclite ore, so that way he can get his next upgrade. And we're just gonna move on to the next room. And most of the time there is a mining spot that hides right here. So we're just gonna grab this one. I don't need any aqua glow. Getting a lot of Pelagisite in this mining run. And then sometimes, it's 50-50 shot, but sometimes there is a mining spot right up here along the edge of the water. Doesn't look like I have one this time, so I'll just move along and head to the next area. In which the next area I'm going to head to is actually this underwater area over here. Oh, perfect. So Autonomic got all of his Maclite ore. So we're just gonna go clear the quest. But it looks like I do have another mining spot there, but I don't need any more mining at this time. And we are swimming forward. Got some Loadouts in here. They're just a little squishy, little sponges. But I do enjoy the big one, Royal Loudroth. He's actually one of my favorite monsters, just because of how spongy he is. I enjoy fighting him a lot. He doesn't put up much of a fight, but still a fun fight. We're gonna grab this paw print stamp and turn it in. Paw pass stamp. Well, it's not even a stamp. I'll get there eventually. And that is another completed quest. And it looks like Autonomic there got a little water blight, probably from a Loudroth. Must have pelted him with some water. And then we'll see what he needs next for his next upgrade. And then we will go and do that. That can go up there. And it helps if I actually press on the save the game button. So I do need to change positions again, apologies. And just move my camera a little bit. There we go. Alright. It is a vape. I do vape. It's something that I started about 8 years ago. It's not something I plan on quitting. And I wouldn't be able to get through a Monster Hunter game without it. So it is something that I will be doing throughout the stream. That's a good question. I have Blood Orange Mango is the vape flavor that I'm currently vaping on. It's actually really tasty and I enjoy it a lot. For my mod, I have a Zeus mod with the Zeus tank. For me, it gives a clearer smoke. Looks like we have someone else joining us. Sandrew, hunt rank 733, using a paralysis weapon. The Chum Chum Scarecrows. Those are some interesting weapons. I need to get to my keyboard real quick. Or at least drag the keyboard over so I can talk. Hello. Alright, Autonomic, what's next up for us? Oops, I accidentally pushed on my keyboard. Always want to make sure topped up on power coatings. It's hard to say what my favorite Monster Hunter game is. 3 Ultimate definitely ranks up there. I haven't thought about this in a while. But if I were to say, I'd say Monster Hunter Freedom 2 would be my favorite Monster Hunter game. Basically, or formally, because it is the first Monster Hunter game that I ever played, and it's what introduced me into the series. My first major wall being Tigrex, the flagship of that game, the flagship monster. But if you want a really good Monster Hunter experience in the traditional way, 3 Ultimate is definitely where you want to go. Everything's smoothed out, which is upgrades into the global tree because there's 2 paths I can take. You want the Anata Bone Blade is what you're looking for. Let's see here. In which, if you've already gotten the, I'm just coming to take a look at mine. Yes, weapon. If you already had the Cerebus Katana, then you want to go into the Anata Bone Blade. Let's see here. I do believe this is the one you had, the Canine Katana. It is. So I'm just going to forge this and take a look at its options real quick. Upgrade. Lupin Katana, where you need Macalite and Great Jaggy Hide. Oh, this is where you needed the Monster Bone Medium and Macalite. Okay. Okay, so we can go ahead and do that. Parasax. So Sandru's chatting there, posting. Oh, good, it all fits. Okay, so that is. Oh, you know, that's a good question. Gobul will have Parasax. And for Baggy Hide, I'm just gonna check here. Is there a quest for just Baggy? That's Lagambi Fish. We have Gobul here where we can go get your Paralysis Sacks. Merchant's Mission. That's Logia. When the levee breaks, Bard's Tail. That's Bullfango, Rhinopolos. Okay, so there's no online quest for Baggy. So we'll need to go and do a harvest tour in the tundra and just go hunt the Baggy for your Baggy Hide there. So what would you like to go for first, Otto? At least what sounds more fun. I have already eaten. Good, good. Alright, looks like we are going after the Baggy first. A bow is not great when you're going after just regular Baggy, so I'm gonna go ahead and change my weapon type. It's not something I do very often, but when fighting smaller monsters, definitely want to. Let's see what I've got here. That is a gathering set. What's this? That's an old set, I believe. Here we go. Dios Katana. This is just a regular old high rank weapon. I am nowhere near to fully upgrading it, but it's something that I plan on upgrading in the future. But just gonna grab this so we can go after some Baggy. Now, do you need all 8 Baggy Hides autonomic, or did you already have some? This camera does not like me today. So I'm just gonna go ahead and grab a map here so I can fully see this map. Sometimes I get lost in this map. But the first room we are gonna go to after I down a hot drink will be room 2. And then from, you need all 8? Okay. Then from room, yep, we're just gonna head into room 2 here. And start killing Baggy. Alright, there's 2 dead. Just want to start carving them so I can get their carves. Alright, got him. Let's slap him. Longsword is actually a fun weapon type in 3 Ultimate. After 3 Ultimate, I really started not liking the longsword because they started adding different combos to it, And to me, I feel like that takes away the spirit of the longsword. So I do prefer it in 3 Ultimate or older. To me, that is true longsword. But when you get into Monster Hunter World and Rise, they started adding the EI slash, the four-side slash. I feel like they started taking too much away from what the longsword is. So 3 Ultimate in older games will be the only ones that I play with longsword. But in any newer games, it's not something that I plan on using. Ooh, just missed him there. He wants to run. Alright, just gonna slap him, walk up, and slap again. Oh, looks like we can actually see the same baggie. That does not happen very often. Alright, we're just gonna head this way to go into room 6. There should be more baggies in here. Yep, we've got 4 more. Alright, just gonna slap these 2. Walk up, slap them again. That gives us 2 more baggies to carve. And let's see if I can slap these guys. Get them taken care of for Autonomic to carve some more. And that's 2 more baggies down. Alright, looks like I've gotten 4 hides so far. So I'm actually making the same weapon as Autonomic. So we're at a point where we pretty much need the same items. Which at this point is baggy hide. I need 3 more. But I don't know how many Autonomic has gotten so far in this hunt. There's no baggies in this room, so we're just gonna come up over here to room 3 in hopes that there are some baggy in here, which if there are, they would be in this corner here. They're not always here, but sometimes they are. So we're just gonna move up to room 4 to see if we have baggy or giggy in here. We've got giggy, so we'll just move back onto room 2. Alright, so Autonomic's gotten 4 so far at this time as well. So it looks like the only rooms we need to go between is rooms 2, 7, and 6 for our baggies until we get our hides. Alright, let's slap that baggie. And slap him again. To me, that's actually one of the funnest things to do with the longsword, is just go up and basically slap a monster with it. It looks like I just got my 5th hide. And I believe that makes 6. And then we're just gonna move on back up to 7. We'll wait for Autonomic so that way, even though the small monsters won't be in the same positions for us, but they'll still take the same amount of damage from both of us. So that way he can still get his carves when I kill a small monster. And let's slap that baggie. And we've got 2 more to carve now. Alright, we're just gonna head over this way. Carve this one. Alright, well it looks like I got the 7 baggy hide I needed. We're just gonna head back over here to room 6. And hopefully, Autonomic will get the last of the hides he needs. We'll just go ahead and attack him, and then slap him. Alright, and only got one there, but I'll go ahead and slap him, then slap him, so that way Autonomic can just focus on his cars. And let's see if I can get to this one in time. This one did die first. There could be a chance he might disappear before I get the carve. That has happened to me many times. Which I actually find it to be hilarious when it does happen. So we're just going to take the longer way back to room 2, just so that way we can give it plenty of time for the monsters to respawn, for the baggie to respawn in the room. So just take a slightly longer way here. I'll just go ahead and wait for Autonomic here, so he can catch up. And we will move on. And there is a baggie, a singular baggie in this room. And slap. Alright, there's a baggy scale. How many hides are you up to at this point, Autonomic? At least have you gotten any more? Just one more baggie here. Autonomic is in the room. So that should count as a kill for him. Got a bird wyvern fang, still 4. You know what, that happens. I've gone out on a harvest tour when I first started to make Jaggy armor, and then when I got the high rank I made great Jaggy armor too, and for the life of me could not get any of the scales I needed. I went on so many tours to try and get those scales that I needed, and it just took forever. Alright, so at this point, since it's just spawning one at a time now, we should go ahead and conclude this harvest tour and then set up another one so that way there's more baggy for us to hunt. So I'm just gonna head towards the I want to go this way. The camp, so we can turn in the paw print pass, and we'll just set up another harvest tour and hopefully get your 4 baggy hides that you need. Popo. Popos are great monsters. I've always adored the Popo. Like, to me, they're cute monsters. They're little woolly mammoths. Who can't say no to a woolly mammoth? They're wonderful monsters. Alright, so we're just concluding this harvest tour and setting another one up to... what is upgrades into Brachy? So the Bracodios weapons you can actually make straight up once you fight your first Bracodios. But Bracodios in this game you don't fight until you're in high rank. Alright, so I just want to go ahead and save that progress. Make sure we put items away. So I'll go ahead and go pull it up for you, Autonomic, so you can see, or at least I'll pull up the Bracodios longsword. If there's any other weapons you'd like me to pull up for Bracodios, I'll go ahead and pull those up for you too. But most of the starting materials will be the same, which always starts out as Dios. In this case, for the longsword is the Dios Katana, which is actually the weapon I'm using. I haven't even upgraded it once since I first made it. But you just need Carapace, Ebon Shell, Mystery Slime, and Fusium Ore. Which Fusium Ore is when you start getting that from the Volcano when you get the high rank. But this is pretty generic through all the starter weapons for Bracodios. Some of them require something else, like if I remember correctly, I think the bow required some gems, which was not fun to get when I wanted to make my Bracodios bow. I just need to find it. Dios Filer. Yeah, it needed a Bracodios gem. But outside of that, most of the materials are the same. Different quantities for each weapon, but once we get you to high rank, if you want to make some Bracodios weapons, we'll definitely work on that for you. Alright, 3 more hides. We'll go ahead and get that done. Let's go ahead and head back in here. Make sure we eat food. There's been so many times where I've left on a hunt and forgot to eat and was just stuck like that because in the older games you only have one chance to eat food. That's before the quest. Unlike World, Iceborne, and Rise where you can just eat from the camp, that used to never be a thing. And it just adds another element of difficulty but fun to the game. You want to make sure you're prepared for your hunts. And in the newer games, you just lose some of that where you don't need to be as prepared. You don't need to be as methodical. And in that sense, the game is less fun to play. Doesn't mean they're not great games. They are amazing games. Just takes away some of the difficulty when you don't have to be as prepared, because if you forget something, you just go to your camp, go into your little tent and get what you need. In the older games, you don't get that. And it just adds another element that adds more excitement to the game. And that's why I still play the older Monster Hunter games, is because you still get that element. Alright, let's go ahead and hot drink up, and we're just gonna make a beeline for room 2. There should be some baggy sitting in there for us. Just gonna go slap them around and take their hides. Unless they want to give us scales or their fangs, but we want their hides. So we're just gonna go slap them around a bit. And we're just gonna head in here. Yep, there are baggy. Before I kill him, I should make sure Autonomic is in the room. I'm just gonna go around and kill the 4 baggies since I don't need any more hides, so you can just focus on carving. Unless it wants to run past me. There's the slap. And slap. Alright, let's see how many of these I can carve before they start disappearing on me. Oh, that one's already disappeared. Right, there's a scale. Monster bone small. What are these rarities? Rarity 4. That's a shame. Alright, and we'll just move on to the next room, in room 7. And slap around more baggy. Make sure Autonomic is in the room so he can get the items. And slap these guys around. And slap. Oh, didn't mean to hit you there, Autonomic. They just happened to be a baggy. There's a baggy right on top of you. I can't attack him. There we go. Now I can slap him around. And slap. So all 3 of mine ended up in the same pile. Hopefully I'll get lucky and get all 3 carves. Oh, looks like 2 of them. Oh, nope. Only got 1. But that is alright. I don't need the carves anymore. At this point, I'm just doing it for fun. Alright, we're just gonna sneak our way into room 6 here and sneakily slap more baggy. Oh, looks like we won't be doing that. Autonomic got what he needed. So we will just start heading back towards camp. And our next target will be the Gobul. Oh, apparently these guys spawn back fairly fast. Making our way. Goldbill's a fun hunt though. But I will be taking a frog on the hunt to fish him out of the water right away. Because when you do fish a monster out, it does do a little bit of extra damage to the monster for the fishing process. I don't know the exact numbers, but it does deal damage to him, and it's free damage to the monster. Alright. Alright, just get through this here. What you doing, Sora? Okay. And I think for right now, at least for the first couple hunts, I'm going to stick with the longsword so we can cut the Gobull's tail off, because you'll need some of its spikes, and you can only get the spikes from a tail cut. So, we'll just go ahead and get ready for when Otto wants to set up the quest, and we'll go hunt ourselves a Gobull. Actually, I'll go ahead and upgrade my longsword real quick. Alright, don't want to forge, we want to upgrade, and see what comes next. Will he equip it? Don't want to equip it right now. So for this one, shouldn't be too hard to make. We'll need more paralysis sacks for autonomic, but then we'll just need some great baggies and Barroths, which isn't too hard. So I'm just gonna head back up this way, and we'll go for some paralysis sacks. Alright, looks like we've got another person joining us. Let's go ahead and grab the keyboard and say hello. Hello. And he is hunter rank 4. Sid. Is that supposed to be Side Dude 824? Hopefully he is okay with just doing autonomics quests, because that is what this room is for. This is for autonomic. Just gonna make it clear now that I'm here helping Otto. So hopefully he won't try to steal the room by setting up quests. There's too many hunters that do that. This is not a turns room. This is me helping Autonomic with his quests. Always want to double check to make sure you've eaten food, because sometimes if you don't do that check and you haven't eaten, then you're in a quest with half health, half stamina. One moment, guys. Sora, Noelle, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing? Come here. Noelle, come here. Sora. What are you guys getting all hyper for? Sora. What is it? Alright, sorry about that. Dogs got a little excited over something, and there they go again. Noelle, Sora. Hey, what are you guys getting so excited about? I don't know what's going on, but something's happening down my hallway that's getting the dogs really excited. Oh, Parasects, that's from Gobel, so we just fight Gobel. So yeah, I'm gonna focus on his tail to get it chopped off. But just killing Gobels will give you Parasects. Sora, come here. Hi. Alright, accident investigation. Oh, I should grab the frog real quick. Let's go ahead and remove frogs, I do believe. Yep, alright, here. Got 12 of them. You can carry 10. So this will get us through 10 Gobels. Alright, and we are on our way. So this will also be in the flooded forest. And I'm just gonna head straight there so I can fish him out. But on my way I will point out where you do gather frogs. Because they do come in handy, because you can also fish out Plesioth in this game. Which makes Plesioth 10 times easier, because you really don't want to fight Plesioth in the water. He's too fast and in his element. So you definitely want to make sure you have some frogs when fighting Plesioth. But if you come to this gathering spot right here, you can gather some frogs here in the flooded forest. Alright, and then we're just going to come over to the fishing spot over here and fish ourselves a Gobel. And we're going to toss out a red frog. Hopefully Gobel likes red, but he definitely likes frogs, so he should and will always come up to a frog. You don't even need to push anything to fish him out, it does it all automatically. Alright. And here he is. We got ourselves a Gobel. Just gonna go ahead and start working on that tail. Hopefully I'll be able to get it off without too much trouble. Sometimes a Gobel tail can be a little difficult to cut. Especially when he wants to move away so far. Want to try avoiding that attack there, that'll paralyze you instantly. Definitely don't want to get hit by that. And there he goes. Which means he's going to do some turnarounds. Get back over here and chop up that tail some more. So with just focusing on the tail, it does take a little longer to hunt monsters, but I think that's a good enough trade-off because sometimes there are materials you can only get when you chop the tail, and that's what you want. Just trying to get back around here and keep focusing on the tail. Let's see if I can't get back to it. And there it goes. That is a Gobel tail. Outside of that, the next important thing you'd want to try and chop is his lantern. The lantern, once you can break that, will make it so he can't flash you anymore. But that's one of the harder things to break because it's just so high up off the ground. But we'll want to go ahead and take this time, since he wants to limp away, Gobel spikes. That's what it is. You'll need some of those later on down the road. Gobel spikes and Gobel spike pluses. Hopefully you got one. The only way I've ever seen getting them has been through carving its tail. Oh, instant flash as soon as I come into the room. Oh, that's not good. Alright. Now, getting his lantern is actually a lot easier underwater, because then you can actually get to his lantern much easier. But I don't think we'll be getting the lantern in this hunt. Most of the time, it's a pick or choose. Cut the tail or get the lantern. Alright, he's doing more flashes. Wanna get away when he's under, because he'll just pop up and try and get you. I am attempting to get the lantern, and as expected, I did not get to break it, but that's normal. It's either you get the tail or you get the lantern. If we want to focus on the lantern, we don't want to fish him out with the frog in the beginning. Apparently you can get spikes through normal body carves. Hopefully you get your paralysis X autonomic. I believe you needed... I think you need 3 for the first upgrade, if I'm not mistaken. I don't remember the number. But we'll find out soon enough. Oh, you got it? Awesome. Just take our rewards here. Noelle. Hey, what's got you excited, huh, doggo? What's got you excited, huh, doggo? Hi. 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 Oh, let's save. So, this big doggo here is Noelle. She's a great dog, very tame. Wonderful dog. She's a little on the big side though, so I'm gonna roll her back over. Alright, and we'll see what Autonomic needs next for his weapon. In the meantime, I will go ahead and grab some food here. Okay. You can lay right there. Good girl. And I'll just come here next. Actually, I'm gonna come look at a armor set. So Autonomic, if you're gonna be using the Global Longsword, when we get you to G rank, we will probably work on getting this armor set for you. For status attack +2 with sharpness +1 and razor sharp. It's a really good status set and makes it easier to paralyze monsters. So once you're that far into the game, we'll probably work on that for you. Noelle, what has got you so excited? Hey, sorry guys. Sora! Sora.
No, inside. No, go.
Hi. What's wrong?
She made me drop ice.
Really?
Yeah.
How did she make you drop ice?
Because she barked. Her bark is very high-pitched and annoying and shocking.
Sora. Alright, sorry for that. My girlfriend arrived home, and it just made the dogs a little too excited.
No.
But hopefully we won't have any more issues with that. So, wants to know what game we started with. Alright, and what do you need next, Autonomic? Or at least what do we need to go for next? By the way, if you're over here, the camera can see you.
Yes, and that's why I'm dressing over here.
Okay. Well, even if you come sit over here without a shirt on.
Yes, I know. I have a shirt.
Upgrade. G Baggy. Oh, Great Baggy and Gobble and Barroth. Alright, so let's go ahead and do another Gobble. Hopefully get more paralysis sacks. While you're setting that up, though, I'm going to check to see if there is a Great Baggy quest that we can go on. It's Lagambi, Fish, Gobble, Ludroth, Rothian, Largia Cruz, those two, Diablos, Nibble, Duramboros, Gigi, there's Barroth, that's Bolfango, Rhinopolos, Oregon, Agnector. So there's no Great Baggy in the online hub, so the Great Baggy that you'll need to get will have to be done through the village. Unfortunately. I don't know why the hub doesn't have all the monsters for you that the village does. It makes it a little sad, but so you'll have to get your Great Baggy materials by yourself, but you should be able to, we can get the other materials online here and get that for you. Alright, just go ahead and get my frog ready. And just making our way over. Refill our stamina a little bit as we're running. This is catching up on her tail wags. And let's throw our frog. It's a frog. We're throwing the frog in. Alright, and here is our Gobble friend. Just gonna fish him out. I'm just skipping the cutscene for it, so that way I can get pointed in the right direction here. And we're gonna go for the tail again. So it may have looked like two of my attacks hit, but there is lag compensation in this game. So more than likely those hits did strike the tail. It just didn't happen on my screen, but if they hit the tail on someone else's screen, the damage is still dealt to that part that I'm attacking. And we're just gonna go for this tail again. And we've got a flash coming. Oh good, the tail missed me. I would hate to get paralyzed there. Alright. Not having as much luck with the tail this time around. Haven't been able to get to it as much, but we'll still try our best to get that thing chopped off. just gotta move down the body. As he rolls away, we'll go ahead and head back. Oh, looks like he flashed again. Oh. Alright, and let's go after this tail. Awesome. Last second tail cut. Always awesome to see. Alright, and then we're just gonna chase after him. And he is tumbling around. And I will try a little harder to try and go for his lantern. Alright, let's see what he's doing. Alright, let's get up here. And that is a dead Goble and a broken lantern. We got the lantern at the final countdown for that. That is awesome to see. We actually managed to get both the tail and the lantern. I'm attempting to sign language with my girlfriend without knowing how to do sign language. So I gotta be like a toddler and point. And be like, that please. Thank you. Thank you.
What's under your pants?
The puzzle box.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I stepped on that the other day. It hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Like chocolate.
Alright, so for... Hopefully, let me know if you get what you needed for this upgrade autonomic. If not, we'll definitely go for another. Let's see here. I've got some whiskers. And there's the lantern. Always good to see. Some Goble weapons requires the lantern. Not all of them, but some. I just don't know which ones require it and which ones don't. Alright. Spike and hide. Two more sacks. Alright. We'll go ahead and do another Goble. And hopefully get your sacks. I do just need to mute for a second. I'll be right back. What time does your inside bank close? You should find out. Whoops. Alright. So, I just need to reload my e-cig or fill up the tank. So while we're waiting for the next quest to be posted, I'm just gonna go ahead and do that. Grab more blood orange here. And fill this up. Alright.
6 p.m.
Okay. For the inside?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There we go, and twist. Oh, there's the next one. Alright. Hope everybody who's in the stream today is enjoying their time and having fun watching us go after these monsters. I definitely enjoyed 3 Ultimate a lot. It's a great game. And I like the Wii U. Still like the gamepad. I have large hands, so having a big, essentially a giant controller in the form of this gamepad, for me, is amazing. When it comes to other console controllers, I've always felt like they're small. But if I were to choose a controller size, it would have to be the PlayStation. I've always loved the PlayStation controllers. They've always felt right. Could always be a little bigger, but they feel right. Unlike other consoles like the Switch Pro controllers or the Xbox controllers, they don't feel the same to me. But I have always been a PlayStation person. If I were to pick a favorite console, it would be PlayStation. And we're just gonna head over here and once again fish ourselves a go bull. We've got ourselves another red frog here. And here comes our go bull, taking the bait. Now how this little tiny fishing rod can handle the weight of this big giant go bull, I will never know. It's hilarious to watch. And once again, we're gonna aim for this tail, try and get it chopped off. Definitely want to try and get as many spikes as possible. You never know when you need them. Alright, managed to get that off. And on the tail, I think. And there's the paralysis. It was bound to happen. Oh, I managed to start getting up just in the nick of time and avoided that damage. Alright, and we'll just continue on our crusade of tail cuts. Can't saw that coming. Alright, managed to get the iframes again for getting up. And he has gone underground. Now that he's back up, we'll just continue working on that tail. Although he is having fun with his tail whips today. And there is the tail cut. Good to see. Apparently he did not like me carving his tail in front of him. He had to walk over and attack me personally. He really did not like that. Alright, and at this point, as hard as it'll be, I will attempt to aim for that lantern with a longsword and get flashed in the process. Alright, he's gonna roll that way, which means I go this way and get a couple strikes on that lantern. Alright. Well, it looks like he's gonna limp away. If I can get in front of him, I should be able to get an easy attack on that lantern, and I missed. Oh well. No well. Okay. Where is he? He's way back there, so we gotta wait for him to come forward a little bit, and then attack that lantern. And hopefully, we can get another break on it. Alright, let's see him turn around. Okay, he has turned away from me. I'm gonna come around and not hit the lantern. Too close to the wall there. He's gone underground again, and he is a dead gobble. Didn't get the lantern this time, but that's alright. We're primarily after paralysis sacks for this hunt. least we're getting spikes. Hopefully, Autonomic gets the 2 paralysis sacks he needs from this hunt. There's my mouse. It's just dragging my mouse over here. Alright. And that is another quest completed. Does not look like I got any paralysis sacks that hunt, but I don't need them, so that is a-okay. Alright, how did you fare, Otto? You got all your sacks? Awesome. So now we can go after Barroth to get your Barroth spikes. And how many Barroth spikes do we need? Because I actually need those too for my next weapon. And so that our third guy knows, I'm just going to type Barroth is next. Alright, let's go to upgrade, slide over here. 2 Barroth spikes, okay. And what I am actually going to do is I'm going to manage some equipment. And I actually don't need this longsword, so I'm going to get rid of it. And since Barroth is weak to fire, instead of using the Bracodios longsword, I do believe, yes, right here, I have the Wyvern Blade fire. So I'm going to use this weapon instead. It's not as strong, it definitely does less damage, but I will now be elementally appropriate for a monster for the first time in this game in a long time. At least not since I finished my lightning bow, my thunder bow, which then I immediately used it to fight a gold Rothian. That was actually a lot of fun, I enjoyed that very much. Actually, what I might do is actually switch to bow for... No, I need to stick with sword because to get Barroth spikes... Keep your phone off. Please. We actually need to cut the tail off in order to get spikes. So I need to stay as a blade master. Taking a deep breath before this fight. I haven't used a Blade Master weapon against Barroth in 3 Ultimate in a very long time. A Bard's Tale. How am I doing on hot drinks? I've got 3 of them. That should be more than enough for this hunt. Oh, helps if I actually ready up for the quest. Definitely need to do that. And if we're lucky, Autonomic will get all of his spikes in this hunt. But in reality, we'll probably be doing this 2 or 3 times. But Barroth is actually a fun fight. I enjoy Barroth. Alright, and now we are gonna go beat him up. And we are on our way. I feel like I forgot to eat. Huh. I am pretty sure I did. That is hilarious. This is why you always double check. I did not double check. So now I gotta use some items to get to max. So we're just gonna make our way up to Barroth, who is in room 6. So we're just gonna come in here. And if I am not mistaken, that goes to room 7. And this is the hidey hole that we want to go through. It is. And there he is, just sitting up on his throne. It's a big giant ice plateau, but I call it his throne because that's where he likes to be. Now let's see if I can make it up this wall before he attacks. Because we definitely want to fight Barroth up here. Because we definitely don't want to try fighting him with Baggy. Baggy are annoying because they will put you to sleep. Looks like I got myself turned into a snowman. Could not get out of it in time. And what is he doing? Oh, he's going up. Alright, looks like he is after me. That's good. Want to keep him up here. Hopefully these guys can find a time to get up. It can be a little difficult when Barroth is already enraged. Where'd he go? Barroth is in the air. Let's see if we can't get that tail. Just need to make our way around. He's gonna do his version of the hip check. He still can't do it like a Plesioth. Thankfully. We don't want any other monsters hip checking like a Plesioth. And I have been knocked down. I just need to try and make my way back up. And I have made it. I rolled in the wrong direction. Oh well, that happens. I'm not too worried. Today's stream is all about having fun and hunting monsters and helping Otto. Looks like I may have gotten the very tip of his tail there. Well, that's not any fun. Alright, here we go. The tail is being just a little elusive for me. Might actually want to work on the claws first. You can break his claws, it'll slow him down and give more openings and opportunities. And if I'm not mistaken, I think, what's his name? Psydude is using an ice weapon. You don't want to be using an ice weapon against a Barroth. That does nothing. I will have to check that as soon as this hunt is over. And we're just gonna continue working on this tail. If I don't miss, that is. Alright, not tired of working on the tail, want to work on the claws. Just need to make our way over and get a couple hits in. I managed to dodge him that time. He's going back up. I just want to try and keep up so we can get some damage in. Barroth can be a very fast monster when he's enraged, as he is showing us. He's not the fastest monster, but he's definitely up there in speed. Alright, managed to iframe that this time. Barroth's tail is hard to dodge through iframes. There's one claw broken, and the tail is off. That's what we want to see. And the other claw is now broken. Looks like everything's coming together on this Barroth. Definitely want to go for the tail there. And because he's exhausted, he could not get that frost breath off. And now we can start working on our longsword levels, now that there's opportunity to do so. Alright, grab level 2 there. And now at this stage, all we can do now is just start beating on the Barroth. Just gonna watch the shadow to see where he goes. He went off in this direction, so I do believe we want to go this way. Warming effect has worn off, so we'll just go ahead and eat another hot drink here. Sora. And now the hunt begins. We gotta figure out where Barroth went. I had a feeling he'd come here. This is usually his next area. And we get to start this area off with an immediate tip. That's great to see. I don't think he'll last for much longer. All we gotta do is keep the damage up now, and we should be done with this quest soon enough. And there he is. That is a dead Barroth. Yeah, this side dude is using a Barroth weapon. He should not be using that against Barroth. Ice damage does not work against an ice monster. It's actually a little upsetting, and I'll have to ask him if he has a different weapon. Just kill these baggy here, just for fun. Give me a moment, I need to mute. Sora! Knock it off. Alright, apologies about that. Alright, that's actually fine, Autonomic. I actually do have another errand I need to run. I need to go run to the bank. So I'm actually going to go ahead and end my stream at this time, so I can go run that. I want to get there before the bank closes. But I will see if I can hop on later to continue helping you. I'm just gonna get into the loading screen so I can let Side Dude know that the room will actually be being closed. Alright. And we'll give Side Dude a little time to get out of the room before I close it. And Autonomic, you'll want to go ahead and leave the room if you want to stay playing online, or if you want to go work on your great baggy hides in the village, you can do that as well. And I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. I want to thank everybody who joined in today and participated in the chat. Thank you all, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you. Come here, man.